Hi there, I'm Yvonne de Celis and I'm coming to you today on YDCtv. It is Thursday, March 19th and it's 3:15 p.m. I am here today to do some energy healing exercises to help people get through the panic people are feeling right now over the coronavirus. Sorry, just covering up the radio logo on my shirt because I know I'm not supposed to have a full logo on the videos here. I don't want to look like I'm promoting somebody, so that's why I've got this hoodie on over what I'm wearing. But anyway, a lot of people are really panicked about the coronavirus, and unfortunately panicking and freaking out does not help with boosting the immune system. So I just want to show you guys a few things you can do to help you calm down a little bit. If you find yourself really stressing and freaking out, and you want to find a way to just release some of that panic, try some of these exercises out. I really do hope they help you. I'm going to show you a couple of quick ones, and then I'm just going to go over a few tapping things you can do. Tapping, by the way, when I say tapping, I'm referring to Nick Ortner. He has a school called the Tapping Solution. They refer to it as EFT tapping, and EFT, according to them, stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it involves literally tapping different acupressure points on your head and hand and under your arm to help calm yourself down. I'll get into that last, but I just want to show you a couple of quick things you can do to help yourself calm down if you find yourself freaking out about the virus. First thing is just putting your hands on your forehead at the edges, covering the eyebrow ridge, which is about 1 inch over your eyebrow. It's just a indentation over the eyebrow. So there's like a bump and then the eyebrow. Right before the bump is like a line over the eyebrow. It's kind of parallel. Just make sure that's covered up. Cover the sides of your forehead, and the best breathing for Reiki purposes or energy healing purposes are, if possible, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth if you can. That's not so super important though. If you just want to breathe nasally or orally, that's fine. The most important thing is to breathe deeply, concentrate on your breathing, and when you inhale, your tongue should be at the roof of your mouth, right about behind your top row of teeth. You should be able to feel your top row of teeth with your tongue when you inhale. When you exhale, if you want to let your tongue drop, that's fine. There's several reasons for this. Primarily, it's an anti-stressor. It forces you to focus on your breathing, and it prevents dry mouth. Those are the main reasons. They're not the only reasons, but they're the main reasons that it's good to do that. So when I say Reiki breathing, that's what I mean. I mean breathe deeply, and when you inhale, have your tongue touching the roof of your mouth. So let's try this with some Reiki breathing. And again, up to you whether it's nasal or oral. Most important is tongue touching the roof of the mouth when you breathe in. So also when you do this, if you want to, you can hold your temples with your thumbs and then just keep the rest of your fingers at the edges of your head. I'm not going to hold my temples for this though. I'm just going to leave my thumbs out of the way. So let's just take a few breaths. One more. I just do a whooshing breath on the exhale. The way you handle that is up to you. I've heard some people make oral sounds while they're doing it. I don't do that because that just doesn't feel right to me, and I don't want to feel like I'm phoning it in, pardon the air quotes. But again, let's do one more breath here. And out. So that's the first one. And as I do for the end of every single energy healing exercise I do, I always rub my hands together and shake them out away from other people or away from any other living things. I just shake them out. I'm just shaking them out into a garbage can on the floor next to my desk. That is just to get rid of any negative energy you may have unwittingly picked up. So just shaking your hands out is enough to do that and to keep them from going into your hand chakras. So that's one quick one. I'm going to show you a non-tapping anti-panic exercise that I learned a while back that I thought was pretty helpful. This is useful like if, as an example, I take the train to and from places. I don't want to be sitting on the train doing this to myself because I'm sure other people who are watching me are not going to understand what this means, and they're going to probably think there's some crazy person beating the heck out of herself on the train, and I don't know why she's doing that. So the other thing you can do is either right hand or left hand. I'm just taking my right hand and I'm pinching all my fingers together, and with my other hand I'm grabbing the tip of my hand where I have the fingers pinching, and then you can squeeze with that other hand, especially if you have it towards the tips of your fingers. You can squeeze pretty hard. That's a good one. I actually used this for my last dentist appointment. I can't stand the Gravitron. I'm used to the manual scaling. The Gravitron drives me crazy and it kind of hurts. I did this when he was doing it this time, and I found the pain wasn't as severe, and it helped with my stress, and it also helped prevent that white knuckle patient thing from grasping those armchair pieces, the handrails, and grabbing them really hard. I find that leaves me in pain afterwards. Gripping the fingertips really did the trick. It really helped settle me down. He didn't notice what I was doing. He didn't notice that I was worrying. And I was able to just switch hands and switch which fingers I was gripping. I call this the fingertip grip. That's a really good way to head off panic and stress without having it being obvious to the world around you what you're doing. So that's another quick one. And as promised, just to go over the tapping, I'm not going to do full tapping. I just want to show again where the good spots are to hit if you wanted to give tapping a try. And you can give yourself verbal affirmations, or you can keep the affirmations to yourself. That's up to you. But when I say tapping, again, I'm just using my index finger and my middle finger. I'm going to tap my cheekbones. Sorry if I get too close to my headset. There's a speaker right here. But you want to tap fairly hard. And how quick or how slow you go, that's really up to you. You tap your cheekbones, and you can give yourself verbal affirmations, the sides of the eyes. You can do both at the same time, or you can just stick to one side if you want. I'm going to try to avoid this microphone, so I'm going to stay on this side, but you can go to either side, or you can do both at the same time. So there's the edge of the eyes, there's the outer edge of the eyebrow, the inner edge, so you can do the eyebrows, the edges of the eyebrows, the sides of the eyes, top of the head, tapping. And you can give yourself affirmations while you're doing this. This is my favorite one. This is the karate chop, the side of the hand. So you just use your 4 fingers, not your thumb, but your other 4 fingers, and you just tap on the side this way. And you can do both hands if you want, not at the same time, but you can do both hands. I find tapping on my left hand to be the most comfortable, so that's the way I do it. You can tap underneath your arms. And also the K27 points, which you can get to by tracing your collarbone to the front and then dropping down and out about an inch. You should feel 2 soft spots there. Those are your K27 points. They're on kidney meridian position 27. And as you're tapping, you can give yourself affirmations. So, for example, for the coronavirus, I know the coronavirus is bad. I know lots of people have it, but I'm not going to get it. I'm going to be fine. I'm not going to get these symptoms. I'm self-quarantining. I'm being very careful. I'm using lots of hand sanitizer anytime I do go out. If I touch a foreign surface or anything, I'm going to use hand sanitizer. Everything's going to be fine. My family's going to be fine. My friends are going to be okay. The world is going to bounce back from this. Life ebbs and flows. It's unfortunate, but right now we're just at a bad point, but things are going to get better, and we are going to get through this. Everything's going to be fine. I'm going to be okay. You can also do the skin between your upper lip and your nose. Everything's going to be fine, though. Everyone is going to be okay. Things are going to go back to normal again soon, and everything is going to be totally fine. And you just give yourself these affirmations as you're doing the tapping. And again, just remember, these are acupressure points. So again, it's top of the head, sides of your eyebrows, either side on the inside or on the outside, sides of the eyes, the skin underneath your nose, between your nose and your mouth, and then on the chin, right underneath your lower lip, the K27 points. You can also do your thymus, which Donna Eden has a very good exercise. She says thump your thymus. This is a really good one to do because as we get older, the thymus starts to shrink, making it a little bit harder to breathe. So thumping your thymus or doing the Tarzan tap can help with oxygen getting into the lungs. So that's a good one to do too for tapping. You can do, I'm actually doing this part of my hand. I'm just kind of doing like sort of a light pseudo punch, sort of, not really punching though, not hard to the point of pain. But if you're running up a flight of stairs and you find yourself very out of breath, that's a good way to get some of the breath back, is to just thump your thymus. Again, the karate chop, which is my personal favorite, and underneath the arm. Which, by the way, that fingertip grip, this is sort of a non-tapping version of tapping to let go of stress. So I'm really hoping that's helpful for you. Once again, I'm going to follow that up with the rubbing my hands together and shaking them out to get rid of that negative energy that I just picked up, because I don't want to pass that on to anybody else or anything else that I touch. I really do hope that was helpful. I hope that you and your family are doing as well as possible. I'm sending out healing energy vibes to the world. I'm hoping that we are going to get through this. I know we will, because we always do. We always bounce back. I know things are going to be better soon. So please know you're not alone if you're panicking or you're freaking out. You are not by yourself. A lot of people are very worried and stressed right now, but we are going to get through this. We're going to be okay. As always, Namaste, peace and light. Thank you so much for coming down to my channel. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have any requests or what you think or how you're feeling, or even if you just want to say hello. I'd love to hear back from people, so please just leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing, and just know that I am hoping and praying for all of us that things are going to get better, and I'm convinced that they will. So once again, thank you so much for your time. Namaste, peace and light. Cheers. Bye-bye.